went down the road of trying the Google and search engine optimization and all of those things for the first 2 years and spent a bit of money and didn't really get any results out of the deal. And so we took a chance and partnered up with Reese and have not looked back.
Sweet, sweet. So you started, and yeah, it was pretty fast. I think what was it, around 65 accounts in the first 4 months?
That seems about right.
Okay, 65 accounts, and then we were priced around, it would kind of range between 200 to 210. So that's around, what is that, 13,000 in, I guess, monthly recurring revenue added to the business during that time?
Somewhere in there, we almost doubled in size since March when we began. So
All right, so today I have one of my favorite clients, Chris, on the call, and he's joining us to talk about how, he has a pool cleaning service and kind of talk about how it has been working together. So thanks for coming on, Chris.
thanks. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, what you do, and all that.
So we started the business almost 3 years ago, operating under a different name. And beginning of this year, we decided to rebrand, which was the name that I had originally picked. And people seem to really they liked both names, but this Gringos Pool Service is just catchier, kind of stands out, makes us more unique, harder to forget. So we went down the road of trying the Google and search engine optimization and all of those things for the first 2 years and spent a bit of money and didn't really get any results out of the deal. And so we took a chance and partnered up with Reese and have not looked back. It's been a pretty fast growth, probably faster than I thought it would be or needed it to be, but we adapted and overcame some challenges along the way with personnel, and we're looking to continue going down this path.
Sweet, sweet. So you started, and yeah, it was pretty fast. I think what was it, around 65 accounts in the first 4 months?
That seems about right.
Okay, 65 accounts, and then we were priced around, it would kind of range between 200 to 210. So that's around, what is that, 13,000 in, I guess, monthly recurring revenue added to the business during that time?
Somewhere in there, we almost doubled in size since March when we began. So
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So I guess, what were kind of your, because you mentioned that you had tried some other things like, I guess you said Google Ads and SEO and stuff, and that didn't really work. What did that kind of like cause any concerns with starting to, implement these strategies that I'm helping you with? Or was there any concerns that you had before working together or anything like that?
I know marketing is important, but the amount of money that the guys that I've talked to that have been successful with the Google stuff was enormous. Like they were spending, you know, $4,000 to $6,000 a month just to be at the top of the Google rankings, and even then, it didn't make their phone ring all the time, and it didn't make sense to me to spend that much and not get the results. Um, and so no, I didn't have any qualms. I mean, the program you put together was it made sense. There was a little bit of anxiety, as anything when you start something new, but I think within within the first 30 days, it was showing that it was doing everything you had said it would do. So
Nice, nice. Yeah, so another thing I like to think about with like specifically this type of business, like pool cleaning, is how high, like how long customers stay for. So it's like, if you get an account, as long as your service is good, that customer stays for a lot of times multiple years, right? Because you originally, right, you bought your route of around 100 pools before, right?
I bought total accounts that I paid for was probably around 120 ish. So I bought 40 from one guy and 60 from another. And then the second guy that I bought the 60 from, I turned around and bought another 18 the next year.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, you're paying for a full year's worth of revenue when you do it that way. And it's, it takes a long time to get your return on the investment to where you've paid all that off and are starting to, make profit on your own. So,
Mhm.
this had I known that this was an option and um, could have done this, I probably would have not purchased accounts. But when you're getting into the business and you're listening to all the podcasts and going from a full-time job to this in the matter of 2 weeks, I had to be in a position where I was generating enough income to repay the loans and also pay our bills, you know.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
the purchasing of the accounts at that particular point in time was the only way I knew. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I totally get it. And so like you're spending around 2,000 on ads a month and you got 65 accounts. So that puts your customer acquisition cost, like how much it costs you to get a customer, right at around 123, which is
right.
obviously, I guess it was around 2,000 to 2,500 to buy the pools individually. So
About
that's
2,200, 2,500, somewhere in there. Yeah.
yeah, so
Um,
that's
200
really
times
good.
12 is that's your number. So
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's what I was saying is I really like well, there's two reasons why I really like it. The first reason is what I was talking about. I'll talk about that in a second. But the second one is you can, whenever you have a marketing system like that, like in your business running, you can get customers less than $150 usually, even sometimes less than 100, just depending on different things, to get a customer. And then, if you want to go, there's two routes you can go. You can either build just a big company and just stack pools, or you could, build a route of like however many pools, 500, 1,000 something, sell them. But you really are, you only got it. You basically bought the customer for $100, and then you can sell it for like 2,000,
right.
which I think is really cool. And then what I was saying with the LTV thing is, the customers stay for so long. So you get one account and, you know, you keep that, I mean, as long as you can service a pool well and everything, you keep that pool for a lot of times multiple years. So like you spend the money to get one account, and on the back end of that, you make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in revenue.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I guess, how have things kind of changed? Obviously, it was, at first getting it going and having the massive amounts of accounts coming in are just more than you're used to. But how have things kind of changed since we've started all this, like in the business and everything like that in your life too?
Um, well, when we started this, I was uh, running a truck, running a route myself, and the goal has always been to get out of that so that I could get more into the managing side and doing the repairs. And so we went from um, I had two technicians when we started this, and um, I went back and I've hired two more um, since. So we've added, you know, we had to have one to replace me and then one more to take on the additional 50, 60 accounts. So, I'm hoping that by January or February, we're adding another technician um, so that we've added another, you know, 30 to 40 accounts by then, or at least by April, I would think, when we start ramping back up. It's just, we kind of getting into that time of year where people aren't using their pools as much, so they don't really care what it looks like. They're just wanting it to be maintained over the winter, and you know, it's more forgiving during the winter for customers not leaving unless they're those people that only want it maintained during certain times of the year and they don't care the rest of it. So
Yeah. So before, you were, I guess, out there cleaning a lot of the pools yourself, and now you're in the process at least of hiring people so that you don't have to do that anymore. You can focus more on running the business.
Correct.
So the goal now is to get, you said 30 to 40 more accounts, hire more technicians so that you can kind of, relax, kind of enjoy life a little bit more and continue to grow and make more money.
Absolutely. I mean, our stretch goal is to get to 300 and add a full-time repair technician, so that at that point, hands off, we have somebody that can do service calls, do the repairs, and then we're just sitting at the office managing from there, and site visits and stuff like that, but not hitting 30, 40 houses during the week just to take care of all the little things that the guys, the technicians themselves, service techs, aren't capable of doing. So
Mhm. Sweet. All right. Well, last thing, if there's anyone watching that is kind of on the fence about booking a call to speak to us about, potentially working together, what would you kind of say to them?
to working with you,
Yeah.
man, I wouldn't hesitate. It doesn't make sense. This is it's been a game changer for sure. And even a buddy of mine that has been doing the $4,000 to $7,000 a month in Google ads and things like that, is looking to partner up with another company that does something similar to what you do. I don't think it's going to be on the same level, but he's hopeful anyway. So
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for coming on. Talk
you
soon.
bet. Thanks.
All right. So if you want to potentially, get similar results to Chris, potentially growing your company, your pool service company, by anywhere from 10 to 20 accounts, less or more than that, really depends on how fast you want to grow. You can make that decision, and then based off of that, you can grow at that speed with the system that Chris has. If you would like to have that similar system implemented in your company, so you can get similar results, where maybe if you're even working out in the field right now, like Chris mentioned, and you want to really spend more time working on the business and not inside of it, cleaning pools or doing repairs, so that you can have more time to kind of grow the business and focus on that, or maybe spend more time with your family, or just do whatever it is that you want to do in your free time. Then what I want you to do is just go below this video and click the link. There'll be a link right below this video. Down below, you just click it, and it will take you to a page where you can book a call with either me or someone from my team. And basically how that call will go is, we will just ask you, me or my team member will just ask you just some questions to learn more. We'll just talk about your business, kind of like where you're at with it, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to achieve, any problems you're having, and really just kind of figuring out where you're at now, where it is that you want to go. And then basically what we'll do is we'll create a roadmap for you, a custom roadmap for you, for your market, your business, your service area, specifically for you, that can get you from where you are to where you want to go. And if it seems like we would be a fit, I would be a fit to help you implement that roadmap and get there and get similar results to Chris, or whatever the results are that you're looking for, then I'll let you know what we have to offer, and then you can decide if you want to be a part of it or not. All right, so that's it, and I hope to talk to you soon.